So, you have a movie for me?
I am a collector.
Australian legends.
This is...
And go.
What's up, everyone? It's Adam from FWCI, and what is going on? I got put onto the fact that Kanye West was on this Drink Champs podcast or YouTube show, I guess it also is, very recently. Was this like yesterday? And yeah, I listened to the whole thing last night. I listened to the podcast version, and he sounds a lot more happy than he has. Obviously in the past he's been really down and shit, but it was like a bit of a flashback to like old Kanye, where he was just a little bit more charismatic and you know, personable, I guess. And he still talks a lot of, I was gonna say, he talks a lot of shit. I don't know if the Yeezus brand is the biggest corporation in the world, whatever it was that he said. But I mean, we still got that new Kanye where he's just kind of a little bit rambly and he kind of ping pongs off of a lot of different points and things like that. Some things he says are hard to follow, and you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, this guy is, I feel like he's got like a funnel of thoughts and he just can't filter all of every single. I feel like he's got like a funnel of thoughts and he just can't filter everything out. But we're going to have a look at the highlights from this interview, part 2. It comes out in like an hour and a half, I think. So I'm going to have to check that one out as well. But I'm going to pause and discuss as we go through, because the truth is, I absolutely love Kanye. When he was having his big surgence, I was like 18 years old. It was just like the right time of my life and everything like that. So I have a huge nostalgic, emotional connection to Kanye. I always check out his new albums. Him and Eminem are basically the only two artists where if they put out something new, I will go out of my way to seek that out, buy it, listen to the whole thing, and you know, and react to it for you guys. Which, by the way, Donda reactions are still coming. Some of the next few are done, but they're on the way. They're like my backup videos when it's a slow day. But enough shit talking. Let's have a look at Kanye's Drink Champs highlights.
Where Drake is like, you know, I never fucked Kim. But I was like, but you acted like you did. You got bars that's like hidden heels, give your wife the chills. You doing all kind of, it's like somebody throwing a marble and hiding their hand or something like that. It's like you, all that's disrespectful.
Y'all actually had this conversation?
Oh, we had this conversation. And this is all, and to the point with Kim be like, I don't listen to this nigga no more. This nigga acting like he fucked. And like, we ain't never really, like, we never really.
Man, I love hip-hop beef, and I love the fact that he's on here just name-dropping people. I hope this leads to a bunch of good music, and I hope that's the outcome we get from this.
Had that conversation, like, oh, I never fuck him. Like, no, but what about all the, did you ever DM her? Did you ever, you know what I'm saying? Everything else around it, you know? Because it ain't about just the actual act of it. You know, the act, the anticipation of something is what we live in. Now is the shortest moment of our life. Now, the now that was just there is just gone now. You know what I'm saying? So you could be sitting there like, did he not? That's worse than if you, I would have rather you did, and I just actually had to just deal with the finality, because my mind, I'm like a Xerox printer. You know, I'm Christian, but I tell you something, I talk to a healer.
I get what he means by the Xerox printer, like he's just constantly just like putting out pages and pages and pages of information. By the way, I haven't seen his hair until now, and I think he said that's supposed to be a dove shaved in his hair, but I don't know, Kanye, you've had better hair than that, even when you dyed it bright blonde. But he also made like a super good point. He's talking about the anticipation is like the shortest moment that we live in these days, because information is just so readily available. An example somebody used for me once is, who's the drummer of such and such band? Back in the day when I was a kid, man, you would have to like get magazines out. If you had books about that genre of music, check those. You had no idea. Do you know someone who's a fan of that band? You get on the phone, you ring them up. Maybe they're not even home to take the phone call. Like, there was like a real journey. And then when you finally find out, oh, the drummer of that band is, you know, Bobby fucking Drummerfists, then you're like, oh my God, Bobby fucking Drummerfist. Yes, that's the guy. And you get this like rush of like joy and happiness in your life where you're like, finally, I found this out. Whereas these days you're like, who's the drummer in that band? Bobby fucking Drummerfist. Oh yeah, sweet. And you don't get that, you know, that rush anyway. But Kanye makes some interesting points.
that said, I'm dealing with resentment from multiple lives. So I'd have to bring my kids to a party with this man threatening my life on a song. Welcome to Calabasas. And then they wonder why you end up, in the hospital. It has to.
That's kind of like, man, you want to be the top of whatever it is that you do, expect your name and your life to be out there. Not that it's okay, and not that that should be a part of the job, but like I say, with superstardom comes super scrutiny, and you're gonna hear your name talked about a lot.
To be some type of respect, a male perspective, a God perspective, and some type of community. I'm the leader. Let's look at it. Let's open up this Bible. Your grandmother, like, you need Jesus.
Yeah, you need Jesus.
They SNL making my wife say I divorced him on TV because they just wanted to get that bar off, and I ain't never even seen the papers. We not even divorced.
Wow.
So how because that ain't no joke to me. My kids want their parents to stay together. Right. I want us to be together.
But I want y'all to be together too.
If you look at the media, that's not what they promoting. Right. That's not what they want. They want it to be a new wedding, a new episode, a new TV show. And then they have people all around in my wife's ear. You know what I'm saying? This is a publicist that's next to her. I don't fuck with her.
Really?
That was as clear as you could say it.
Oh, you thought I wasn't gonna try to get killed this interview?
Man. Okay, so the stuff he's saying in this interview is pretty full on, and he clearly knows it because he kept making that joke about getting killed after this interview and stuff like that.
Pusha or Big Sean?
Oh, I love this. Let me tell you.
He said, not quick about this quick time.
Okay.
Did I miss this part? I feel like I missed this part.
That when I die, on my tombstone, it's gonna say, I deserve to be here because I signed Big Sean.
So I'm not quite sure of your pick.
Yeah, you're not quite sure.
So
Big Sean, he said,
Big Sean over Pusha T?
No, I'm saying that the worst thing I've ever done was sign Big Sean.
That's a beautiful thing. Oh, that's a beautiful thing, man.
No,
wait.
The worst.
The worst.
The worst.
The worst. Oh, this is the best.
Oh shit. New school hip hop. Like I know most of the people that he's talking about in this, but new school hip hop. Is there really a rapper called Da Baby and then a rapper called Little Baby?
I thought you said the best. Okay, hold on.
Nah, man, look, they let that. Man, I know this man mama, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've changed this man's family, and both John Legend and Big Sean, when I ran for office, got used quick by the Democrats to come at they boy that actually changed their life. And that's some sellout shit. And I don't rock with neither of them. And I need my apologies. I ain't saying they gonna change, but niggas is scared.
Yeah, he sticks it to what's his name? John Legend in that interview a lot. He keeps coming back to him. So okay, so that's more of a political thing then, is it? Because I mean, look, Kanye's trying to run for president. Let's be honest. Like, come on, man. What the fuck? What qualifies this guy to run for president? I never really understood how serious he was taking that. But, if he wins it, he does it, then fuck. Like, good on him, I guess. Yeah, that whole situation is just a fucking mess. Fuck that. No.
So, one thing is like, with Soulja Boy is top 5 most influential, and I'm not going to argue with you about this at all. But Soulja Boy, top 5, as far as to what we are today.
Yeah,
it's like
take him off your album.
Top 5 influential. Key word there, influential. He influenced a lot of people, but I mean, I'm sure you know what he's got to say about Soulja Boy's verse.
As far as to what we are today.
Yeah,
it's like
take him off your album.
You ain't hear that verse?
No. He was a parody. I get what you're saying.
These guys were a bit slow on the uptake of that.
He was mad at you. The verse wasn't good?
Nah, but I tell you what though.
You know what's funny about this? Kanye speaks so like, I don't know, not fast or anything, but he's just so all over the place with what he says. And it's funny watching these guys when they don't really know what to say. It's kind of like one of those ones where you tune out while somebody's talking and then they stop long enough where you know they're expecting an answer and you don't know whether to like agree or disagree. So you're like, well, you know, sometimes you gotta race. I don't know. Like, you just say like whatever the fuck.
Swiss Beats or Just Blaze?
Well, Swiss Beats definitely, because Just Blaze is a copycat. You know, he get credit for the blueprint, and I did the first half of the blueprint, and he just copied my half and I mean, look where I'm at today. Look where he at today. So that should show you. No, what do you mean? I be hearing and then it be all over the radio. I have my girlfriend from Chicago, would be in Hot 97 and stuff, listen to the radio. It'd be another Just Blaze song, another Just Blaze song.
All right.
No, I like the originators, man.
Okay.
You know, I don't mind, like, you know, the copycats too. And by the way, you just gotta say it like it is. You know what I'm saying? I say if somebody copy me, I'm like, you copy me. You know what I'm saying? I tell Trav, like, yo, you copy me, boy. You know, and it's like, but I love you, but just know what it is. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta be but hey, man, it's our community, man.
We can tell the truth.
We just be this has been a high.
You know, that whole thing about people copying him, one of the things that I've always loved and respected and, you know, has always kept me, you know, interested in what Kanye West does is you look at every album he did, you look at what hip-hop became after that album came out. I mean, you know, College Dropout, like, I know people were using, like, the sped-up samples and shit, but he really, like, fucking coined it and perfected it to the point where that became this massive global thing. And then you had Late Registration, where he's introducing a lot more orchestral and, you know, different kind of themes, and, you know, Graduation, where it was a lot more like, you know, the 80s kind of stuff and more synth. And you look at what happened with hip-hop in the years that after those albums came out, and I always empathize with him because when he says I'm a genius, I'm a visionary, he gets a lot of criticism because people look at that in like the bubble that they, you know things about. Like, well, I don't think this guy's a genius because I listen to his music and I hear this and that. But if you look at it from a more bigger picture kind of thing, everything he puts out is different. He's doing this whole fashion thing. I don't follow any of his fashion stuff at all, clearly, says the guy in the homemade Leslie Nielsen t-shirt. But I mean, the fact that he's out there doing these things and thinking what hasn't been done and doing weird shit that people are like, what the fuck is that? It makes me think of the Beatles doing the White Album. You know, the Beatles White Album. This is an example of what you've got. You got Beatles White Album side A.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly.
And you got the Beatles White Album side B.
Number 9.
And people only remember side A, but side B was there and it was fucking weird, and you gotta believe that if somebody loved that shit, Revolution number 9, I guess, then that would have been the new thing that everybody else would have started doing. So I respect that Kanye does acknowledge that people copy him because they absolutely did. He is a trendsetter, and he's not humble about it. Let's be honest about it, and that puts a lot of people off. But the facts are the facts.
To be like you. If I be like you, Quali, I'll be where you at. Now, if you take the average 99% of people say, do you want to be Quali or do you want to be Ye? More people gonna want to be Ye, Quali.
That's a great line as well. If I was like you, then I'd be where you're at. Like, I really dig how to the bone that comment goes.
The orphanage that I'm creating called Donda, named after my mom, because my mom saved my life. My mom was like, I'm keeping Kanye. This orphanage is gonna provide, first of all, the way God is, we already got, what do we call them, bed nurses?
I don't get this. Is he just gonna make a nurse, orphanage?
Gonna come out. Okay.
They're gonna take everybody's unwanted babies?
That the baby not finna come out today because we are inside. Us as 12 tribes of Judah, as a member of the Hebrew people, we are still inside of our genocide. 50% of all black deaths a year is abortion. And
Black deaths
a year is abortion.
Wow.
And Plan B was created by Margaret Sanger with the KKK.
See, this is where this guy's talking. I hate when people talk about these topics like there is a definitive answer to everything. Like, nothing is morally ambiguous, nothing is, you know, circumstantial. Like, there is an answer, and it is this, and this is what it is. Like, I don't know, I just really find it disrespectful that somebody aggressively says that what they're saying is right when it's something that there is no right or wrong. Like, well, there's not a definable right or wrong anyway. Like, it's a completely unanswerable question. So, not a fan of this.
For black population control.
You're getting deep right now, yeah.
Yeah, see, he's like, okay.
During the election, those tears is gonna be gospel someday. And what am I doing? I know the guy from Texas got a lot of backlash for changing the laws. I'm not in a position, that's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is providing a plan A, an opportunity where you can bring your children, if you feel like you can't take care of them, you ain't got a place to take them, you don't have a support system, we got a place that's gonna have, I'm like, you thought that I wasn't gonna try to get killed in this interview? Dr. Sebi's diet,
Right.
based off Dr. Sebi's diet, saving not only black.
Classic Kanye, he says that Dr. Sebi's diet, like everyone's like, oh yeah, of course, go on. I don't know, is that something that should be common knowledge that I should fucking know about? Because I don't fucking know.
You know what I'm saying? The 808 exists in the lowest chakra of your body. The majority.
Is 808 like a bass thing? I didn't understand what he was... Honestly, I didn't understand what the hell he was talking about in this whole part. He keeps talking about the 808, but again, is that like a drum thing? Like a low down, like hummy kind of bass deal?
The content that's related to the 808 is killer or sexual content. So, and you know what I love, hate? I'm gonna just tell y'all this. When white people say the word rapper, that is saying when you say it to me, you getting away with saying.
I know what kind of situations he's probably talking about. Like, he's probably talking about more entertainment-based stuff, because he goes on to talk about how he gets classified as a hip-hop artist, like in the little subtitle when he's at a sports game or something like that. And I mean, that's not incorrect. Like, I feel like I know what he's saying there, but to say white people, when they say rapper, they mean this, not really accurate.
Damn.
Oh, the rapper.
All right. Okay.
Oh, the rapper.
Yeah, I think what he's talking about there is very much personal to him and his interactions, you know, in the entertainment business and stuff like that. But the reason I wanted to do the reaction to this is, you know, I feel like this is entertainment history. This interview was so interesting. I feel like this is something we're gonna see parodied and stuff like that. Like this, and they talk about this during this interview as well. They're like, it's American history. You interrupting Taylor Swift. You saying George Bush don't care about black people. All of that, which, by the way, Mike Myers facing that. Like, fuck. that never fails to crack me up how much Mike Myers looked panicking at that point. But yeah, it's a whole history that this person is just intertwined with, that we're living a part of. And it's hard to live in the moment sometimes. It's easy to look back on things, you know, nostalgically. Like, I really enjoyed this interview. Kanye seems a lot more, even though he's still doing his wacky Kanye shit, he's a lot more, again, more personable. He seems to make a lot more sense. He was actually quite funny. He had a great sense of humor, good comic timing. He was riffing and shit like that. So I don't know if that's just a matter of feeling more comfortable in that setting there. Obviously, he got pretty intoxicated, we'll say. I think he had a blaze and he had a bit of a drink as well, which, if someone's got like mental problems, it's individual, but I don't know if weed and alcohol in a public setting it's a great idea, but we got all we got, and I think Kanye managed to get his point across pretty clear. But might check out part 2 when it comes out. I'll definitely listen to it first, because I want to react to these things in context. I don't want to just see some highlight reel, pluck out certain quotes and stuff and be like, oh, so he fucking hates Talib Kweli, because yeah, in the podcast he definitely goes into a lot more detail with that. Go check that one out, and check out the rest of my channel as well. If you are new, subscribe. We're nearly at like 5,000 subscribers, so let's try and get to 10, I say, because that's a bit of a goal that hopefully will take a bit longer to achieve. And as always, everyone, be well, stay safe, look after your friends. See you in the next video. Peace.